In African culture, we don't put our elders in old age homes. We keep our elders with us so that we continue to draw from the knowledge of the elder until the elder passes away. Look at what is happening to us. Your mother gets a little infirm, you put her away. Your father away, your grandmother away. You make life miserable for the elderly when they were trying in their youth to make life better for you when you couldn't do better for yourself.
It seems people of African descent have started building bridges among ourselves. Today, African Americans can travel all the way to Ghana or Nigeria to celebrate their Christmas holiday. It didn't used to be like that. But as we are building bridges among ourselves, it's about time we learn from each other's culture. And that is why I have been sharing Minister Louis Farrakhan videos on this platform for us to also understand the African American hustle all the way in US. I've come across another video from Minister Louis Farrakhan, very interesting video which I want us to watch. I will be back.
Leadership has misused and abused the common masses of the people. Religion notwithstanding, the common masses of the people suffer in all religions, suffer under all political systems, and there is not one system so far that has granted the people the peace and security that human beings need in order to manifest the greatness that God has put within each individual. Every human being, regardless of color or race or national origin, has a gift from the Creator that makes that human being special. But in a society where there is no equality of opportunity and no real freedom, then human beings cannot justify their existence on the planet by manifesting what it is that God has given to each one of us that makes us unique and different, but yet makes us a part of a whole that is greater than all individuals. Religion has a responsibility. Religion was never meant to enslave. Religion was never meant to oppress. God reveals truth and what is called religion to cultivate the best that is in the human being. Without cultivation, human beings become animals. The animalistic side of human nature takes precedence over the moral, spiritual, and divine essence in the human being. That's right. Say, well, Farrakhan, if this is so, what is the reason then why religion is responsible for some of the most heinous crimes? People of religion have killed each other wholesale on the earth in the name of God. That's right. Yet if the prophets of these different expressions of faith were able to come back and walk up on this stage, these prophets of Almighty God would embrace each other no matter what their race or their color. Because the Quran teaches us that Allah, God, has raised in every nation a messenger. God has not left one people without a messenger. And messengers come to guide human beings to the right path, to the path of divine favor, to the path that would cause people to be cultivated to the highest level of their abilities to be cultivated. Man and woman properly cultivated become expressions of God. Man and woman uncultivated become expressions of the worst of human nature. And that's where we are today. That's why somebody has to come and say, stop the killing. Because human beings have become like animals. Human beings are not evolving toward God, but human beings are degenerating into worse behavior than the lower animals or beasts of the field. You cannot condemn a beast for feeding off of another animal, because that's the nature of the beast. But when human beings act like beasts, we have a problem. Because human beings are separated from beasts by the ability to think, the ability to will, the ability to form ideas and then work to bring those ideas into fruition. No lower life can do that. But when a human being forms ideas that enslave and oppress other human beings, when human beings form ideas that deny other human beings their basic human, divine, and natural rights, then you have on the scene a devil. Now, let's not get excited. Let's not get excited. You all have been knowing about a devil. Both Bible and Holy Quran, all scriptures, in the West particularly. Eastern scriptures don't have words like that. In truth, most Far Eastern, not Middle Eastern, Far Eastern scripture, they don't have words in their language even for those things that are in the scriptures of the prophets from Abraham to Muhammad. When you get to Abraham and Muhammad, you start talking about devil, Satan, evil, hatred, all these things that are unknown in Far Eastern religion is very well known in Western religion, Middle Eastern expressions of religion, because all of that is what we face on a daily basis. When I came before you, I said, Assalamu alaikum. I offered you peace. That's a wonderful expression, brothers and sisters. I offered you peace because in your brother, there is nothing that I'm going to say with my tongue or do with my hands that will disturb your peace if your peace is grounded in what is good. I may disturb your peace if your peace and contentment is due to evil to somebody else. Peace is not peace on our terms. Peace is peace on the terms of him who is the author of peace. And the author of peace says that if you want peace in your life, then you must submit your will to do the will of God. You can't make peace with one another if you have not made peace with him who is the creator of all. He's first. So how do you make peace with God? You make peace with God by bowing to his will. You just got here. I just got here. The oldest one in the room just got here. Ask somebody who's been here 60, 70, 80 years. How long is that? That's nothing. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us it takes 70 years to learn how to live. Some of us die before we learn how to live. Young people don't have wisdom.
That's right.
It takes years of life experience to grow into wisdom. I am hopefully wiser today than I was 20 years ago. I had some wisdom 20 years ago. And I'm sure if I'm blessed to live 20 more years, I'll be much wiser then than I am now. So age and wisdom should go hand in hand. But if when you get wise enough to know how to live, you die, then who will pass on wisdom to our young? And if the young are separated from their elders and we are at odds with one another, how can the wisdom of age be used as counsel for the young that they won't make the same mistakes that we have made, that we might send them off into life greater, stronger, much better than we? But every generation of black people, it's like reinventing, going over the same things, making the same mistakes, because we don't live long enough to become wise enough to pass on wisdom to our young. So when I say peace, brothers or sisters, black and white, Jews and Gentile, Protestant and Catholic, Muslim and non-Muslim, I'm saying peace to you because I think I have made peace first with God.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Peace with God demands of me that I obey him. Why should I obey him?
Go ahead.
Or better, why shouldn't I obey him? If you got a sage in your midst that is known as a wise man, wouldn't you get credit for going to the foot of the sage to ask questions? Come on.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't you be considered intelligent to sit at the foot of an elder who is known to be wise?
Yes, right. Yes, sir.
In the old culture, the Native Americans always sit at the foot of their elders. In African culture, we don't put our elders in old age homes.
That's right.
We keep our elders with us so that we continue to draw from the knowledge of the elder until the elder passes away. Look at what is happening to us. Your mother gets a little infirm, you put her away. Your father away, your grandmother away. You make life miserable for the elderly when they were trying in their youth to make life better for you when you couldn't do better for yourself. The elders live longer when they're with their children, when they're with their grandchildren, when the elder can touch the young and help the young. They feel closer to life as life is leaving them. They feel good to embrace a child. But when you lock your elders away as though they made no contribution to your life, then you are disrespecting age and wisdom. And one day you will reap what you have sown. You say, Farrakhan, well, what has this got to do with stop the killing? If you will honor your elders, how old is God? You don't even want to think about that one. It boggles your mind. Look how young we are. We came on the planet and we saw this. I mean, we looked, we saw the sun, the moon, the stars, the birds, the insects, the bees. We saw the rivers, the lakes, the mountains. We saw the sunrise, the sunset. Some of us were blessed to see a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. We saw the change of seasons, and we said, whoa, this is wonderful. And no matter how great we get in life, people may talk about you as a student leader, or me as a teacher, or the professor, or the musician. But what happens? Don't we go? And somebody else comes up and they talk about them. Then they go. And somebody else comes up and they talk about them. But in every generation, God is spoken of most. So who should we listen to most? Come on. Since I didn't create myself, and I don't think you did create yourself, then it would seem to me that if we believe there is a creator, and there is, then shouldn't we look to him as the elder?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As one who has enough wisdom to guide us in the life that he gave us that we couldn't give ourselves?
Go ahead.
You that go to the drugstore to get things to use for your hair. Somebody said, watch out now. Let's not go there, Farrakhan. If you can't read, you may be in trouble, because there's directions for use. Put it in, don't let it stay too long, and get it out as quickly as you can. If you feel a burning sensation, some of us that are old, we can look young. Put something in your hair, make it different colors, fix yourself up if you want to. But you better follow the directions. Lest you may look for black and it come out purple. Or you may look for it straight, then it really gets straight, all of it comes out. because you don't know how to follow directions. Well, if you're intelligent enough to go and get directions to how to use your automobile, how to use your computer, how to use whatever product you buy, you go and get prescriptions from a druggist, and the doctor tells you, take so many pills at so many times a day, and you learn how to follow direction if you want good results. Well, if you want good results with life, you got to follow the good directions of Him who created and authored and gives sustenance to life.
Yes, sir.
And that's what religion is supposed to be about.
Yes, sir.
Religion is supposed to give you directions for your life. Religion is supposed to give you values and principles that live far beyond our lifespan. Religion is supposed to cultivate the best within the human being, and religion is supposed to give us the wherewithal to keep in check the worst in the human being.
Good teacher. Good teacher.
But when we don't make peace with God by obeying His directions for life, then we can't make peace with one another. And that is what's wrong in the world. If Jesus said there would be wars and rumors of wars, is that what we see? And nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Is that what we see? We see the mother-in-law at variance with the daughter-in-law, and the son-in-law at variance with the father-in-law, and they of a man's own household become his or her worst enemies. If you see all of this on the earth, where Paul writes that men will be heady and high-minded, they will be traitors, they will be lovers of themselves, they will turn the natural use of the woman into an unnatural thing. Don't you see this going on? Well, how can there be peace, man, if we have violated every law that would make us relate to one another like human beings? So there's no peace with God, so there can't be any peace one with another. So the Bible says you will seek peace, but you can't find it.
That's right.
You will not be able to find it. There won't be any peace in the Middle East. You can try all you want to. If you don't make peace with God, you will never have any lasting and enduring peace with your fellow man. So the whole world is messed up. And when we bring it into America, somebody has to come and have a subject called Stop the Killing. 4,000 years ago, Moses came and gave a law that said what? Thou shalt not kill. 4,000 years ago. Don't kill. Of course, he didn't mean don't kill all things, because he taught us the foods to eat.
Yes, sir. Make it,
And the foods not to eat.
make it plain.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
He taught us the herbs to eat,
Yes, sir.
and those things, herbs, not to consume. He taught us the fish to eat,
Yes, sir.
and the fish not to eat. So what you eat, you kill.
Right.
If you had some chicken You killed it. You didn't eat it live. If you had some orange roughy or some whiting, you killed it. You didn't eat it live.
Yes, sir.
If you had sushi, you ate it raw, but it was dead. And so life feeds on life in order to sustain the higher life. Listen now. Boy, this is something. You go and you eat corn, you eat broccoli or any vegetation. The best time to eat it is when it is freshly killed. When you pluck it from its root, it begins to die. So when you eat it fresh, energy to sustain your life. The chemists have found ways to put it in a can and leave it there for as long as Methuselah.
Listen.
It might fill your stomach, but you get very little from it.
Yes, sir.
But you have killed. But God is talking to a people who had no respect for human life.
Yes, sir.
And he says, thou shalt not kill. And then later on, he tells you who should be killed. Wait a minute, I have to tell you. He said the son that rises up to strike his parents, kill him. God said that through Moses. Kill him. The woman that wants to dress like a man, kill her. God said that. The man that wants to dress like a woman, kill him. That's what God said. Don't even think about if you can get killed for dressing like somebody. What you think God would do when you start trying to be what you are not? Go ahead. That's rough law, isn't it? You say, well, we passed that long time ago. That was back there then. See, yeah.
That's what we said.
Thank God. God did not tolerate children beating up their parents. That's worthy of death. Back then, and it's worthy of death now.
Yes, sir.
Even though the law has gotten so crazy. I'll get to that in a minute. God said, if you commit adultery, kill him. Woo. Woo. I'm not going to ask you how many of us are under the sentence of death. Don't raise your hand. Now, brothers and sisters, ask yourself, why is the law so harsh? God says, thou shalt not kill. Then he gives instructions on who to kill. That's why in the law of Islam, it says, kill no one whom Allah has not ordered to be killed. But in the books of God, God gives orders as to who should die. That's why people like religion like it is today. Oh, we're modern now. This is a modern time. Things change. But the result of evil is the same and worse.
Yes, sir.
God does not like for women to dress like men because God does not like women to look like or act like men. God never liked men to dress like women.
Yes, sir.
Because he did not like men to act like, think like, look like
Yes, sir.
a woman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wait. What's wrong, God? Why you don't like that?
Bring up that line.
What's wrong, God? I mean, you have a problem with our modern society because you said God is love, and we just love each other. What's wrong, God? See, the nature in which God created man and woman is for our natures to complement each other, that in each other we might find peace and quiet of mind.
Yes, sir.
When a woman has a man that is acting according to the will and law of God, the woman can be the woman that God made her to be. A woman can't be a woman without a real man. All right. God did not create us to be what we are, independent of him and independent of each other.
Yes.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
He gave us sex. He did this. He did this. Wise God. I'm very grateful to that wise God. But he didn't give us sex as a means of destruction of ourselves. He gave us sex as a means of procreation of self, because we are not made in this body to live forever. So he created everything according to the Quran in pairs. The grass is male and female. Oh, you didn't hear me. Even down to the tiniest atoms. And now they're discovering particles of matter that they call a quark. But they too are in pairs.
Go ahead, brother. Okay. Not the sun.
We are male and female because each of us must die, but the human species must live. So sex was given to us so that when a man sees a woman and she's attractive to him, and she sees a man and he's attractive to her, and they come close to each other and they begin to love each other and feel a need for each other, they begin to repeat the Genesis.
Yes, sir.
And they say, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. And so, brother, to every male in this audience, the woman is the most precious gift that God could ever give to a man. There's nothing in creation other than God greater than a woman. You can take it or leave it. Nothing is greater than a woman but God.
Great teaching, insightful teaching, very interesting teaching from Minister Louis Farrakhan. As I said earlier, I've been sharing Minister Louis Farrakhan videos, and it has enlightened my viewers and myself. And majority of my subscribers has really demanded that I share a lot of Minister Louis Farrakhan, because somehow they are being liberated and they are learning and enlightening themselves through videos I share on these platforms. And I'm happy that his messages are getting to the new generation, because almost of his messages were taped in sometimes 1970s, 1980s, and early 90s and early 2000s. So many of today's generation were not able to listen to him, but as he was able to record and put his work out there, some of us who want to liberate the African and people of African descent mindset will need to work hard to share his words among ourselves, so that our people can learn a lot, because our minds need a whole mindset change, because we have been lied to, we have been indoctrinated to believe in things that we shouldn't have believed in. They were able to manipulate with our minds. So today, we have seen the light, we are awake, and we don't have to behave like our older generation, but we have to share the word. We have to let people know that whatever they used to teach us were not right. We have to make the change. And without the change, without liberating ourselves to understand the real meaning of life or the real meaning of world politics, we are going to lag behind, and we are going to be called names. We are going to be tagged as the poor people. We are going to be tagged as the people who have no use on this world. We just demand from people. We just beg from people. That mindset have to be changed, and that is what we are trying to do. Please, if you want to join my Telegram group, go to my description box, click on the Telegram link. It will take you to my platform. And if today is your first time coming to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button, so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. I'm always your guy, De-Graft Amoako. Thanks for watching.